Yesterday, folks, was the day we, of course, celebrated the life of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's a tradition that companies, organizations, politicians, and others comment, have events, tweet their support out, love for Dr. King. For the most part, they're loving and supporting just one part of Dr. King. In fact, what I always say, they are loving and supporting the civil rights mascot, Dr. King. Now, I'm not denigrating him. I'm talking about how America now looks at him. In fact, let me tell y'all this, just in case y'all did not know. I was going to use this in my speech yesterday in San Jose, just so I can put in perspective for folks about Dr. King. In August of 1966, this is a year after the Voting Rights Act, Dr. King had a 33% approval rate in the Gallup poll. 63% of Americans opposed Dr. King. August of 2011, the Gallup poll, 94% supported Dr. King. 4% disapprove of Dr. King. If you go to 67, 68, massive numbers of people did not like Dr. King. A lot of black folks, because he dared oppose the Vietnam War, also disapprove of Dr. King, including folks who he worked with and marched with. Why am I saying all of that? Because America now looks at Dr. King in a different way, but if we really want to be honest, America has embraced the sanitized Dr. King as opposed to the radical revolutionary that many of us talk about. In Tennessee yesterday, Reverend Dr. William J. Barber made clear to the governor of Tennessee, Republican, who was sitting on stage, to Republican member of Congress who was sitting on stage, that don't just come here and say one thing about King if your policies and the things you support are totally different. Check this out.
So politicians can't say they love Dr. King and how he stood for love and unity, but then you deny and refuse to support his agenda. Right, Governor? I mean, since you came, right, Congressman? So, let me show you what I mean, Governor. Dr. King would not have been for a wall. And the hurting, how many of y'all are not against a wall? Everybody here that's not against the wall, politicians, everybody, and will tell Donald Trump, you don't need to be building a wall to separate people. We need to be spending money to give people health care. Stand on your feet. Now, anybody that doesn't stand on your feet, you get the seat. Wait a minute. How many folk in here believe, like Dr. King, that everybody ought to have what Teddy Roosevelt, a Republican, asked for 100 years ago, and that's health care for every citizen? Everybody believes that? Stand up. Now, if you can't stand up for that, then don't say you love Dr. King. You may be seated. I'm just saying, I'm too old to play now. And preachers, don't just think I'm talking to politicians. Just because you can talk about it from the pulpit, but then I'm going to say it like I feel it. They can find you for your pastor's anniversary, but they can't find you in the street with these students and these other folk fighting for injustice. If you are a preacher of the gospel and you are asking your people to tithe, but you are not fighting for them to have a living wage, you are lying.
That's what I'm saying. Go, Fred. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. The folks at D Herbs, one of our partners here on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Of course, many of us are focused on a healthier you in 2019. And so some folks, for them, they want to lose weight. They want to look better. They want to feel better. They want to get ready for, of course, beach season. Well, what you can do is what I also did is build a D Herbs body cleanse. I got 5 more days left. Been on it since 2 Mondays ago. And, of course, it's not too bad. bad. You're good. It's okay. Raw vegetables and fruits and lots of water. And also with the cleanse, of course, people trying to clean themselves out with excessive holiday eating. Of course, processed foods, fried foods, and all of that. Fun stuff, but not always fully healthy for you. Now, your body needs to recover, and the full body cleanse will help you get rid of the toxic buildup that will not only drag you down, but could be very dangerous if you don't do anything about it. If you want to feel better and stop dragging around and have more energy, go ahead and do the full body cleanse from D Herbs. Now, all you got to do is go to dherbs.com right now and use the promo code Roland for a discount at checkout. That's the letter D for dherbs.com. You can call 866-4DHERBS, 866-4DHERBS. And again, don't forget to use the promo code Roland. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. Let me just go to our panel here. The reason I like what Dr. Barber did, and I've done the exact same thing, is it really does tick me off. I can't stand when people try to pimp Dr. King, try to pimp the King holiday. Pence tried to play the pimp game. NRA tried to pimp the day. Steve King tried to pimp the day as well, because if you are 180-degree opposite of the issues that he stood for, you can't say you believe in his teachings and his writings.
Okay, well, you know, listening to Barber, you know, first of all, I don't know if MLK would have been for the wall, but I wonder if the Reverend knows that there's 600 miles of border wall that's already there.
He does. He's been there.
Okay. So the idea that he's saying that now, so I guess he's saying that King would have been against the 600 miles of
No, actually, no.
What
What he's saying is that Dr. King went to Germany and actually spoke against the very wall that split.
But we don't know if he would have been against.
Wait a minute. Hold up. What we no, actually we do.
No, we don't.
No. If you look at a body of record, yes, you do.
We don't know because this has become so politicized. So the idea that we know that he would have been against the same wall that Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden,
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Malik would be absolutely against the inhumane treatment this administration has actually been providing to folks on the border. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
So you think the wall is inhumane and immoral like Nancy Pelosi?
I fundamentally believe the immigration policies of this administration.
We're talking about the wall.
No. I'm expanding this conversation. The immigration policies of this administration are indeed humane. I'm expanding it. I'm going beyond the wall. I'm talking about the treatment of Haitians, shithole countries. I'm talking about saying, wait. Again. No. We ain't talking about just comments.
What are the policies that he's done against Haiti?
Leave. What are you talking about?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Hold up.
So
Stop. Are you denying? Hold up. Are you denying where he said y'all got to go? Are you Spencer,
we're revoking your temporary protected status here. We're going to single you out among other nations and say your temporary protected status is gone. See you later.
So that's the only country that's...
No, I'm not done. What the man did, he said we also going to screw those African nations that have been helping us fight ISIS and did the exact same thing. All y'all got to go. That's what Trump has done.
Okay, but that's not really what we were talking about.
Oh, no. That's exactly what he was talking about. No. What Barber, first of all, again,
it's
because
that preaching in the pulpit stuff, political preaching in the pulpit.
No. Barber's not politically preaching in the pulpit.
That's what he was
doing. No. What he's doing is offering a prophetic voice when it comes to the human condition.
That's a political voice.
I'm talking. No. That is a prophetic voice. Because when you are a minister of the gospel, you are to care about the downtrodden. You are to care about the poor.
But
you are to care about those folks, the least of these.
You should.
You're talking about somebody who's been to the border.
Okay.
Somebody who's actually been dealing with that. And so when you are a prophetic preacher, you are willing to say the same thing to Republicans and Democrats. You're willing to say the exact same thing to folks, whether they're Christian, Jew, Muslim, or Hindu. And so what Barber was doing was speaking truth. Now, maybe you can't handle prophetic preaching.
Oh, I don't have a problem with prophetic preaching.
But that's prophetic preaching.
I didn't consider that prophetic.
Well,
So
hold up.
I didn't consider it
what Dr.
prophetic.
King did, was that prophetic preaching?
Oh, absolutely.
But it wasn't political.
So was Vietnam, when he talked about Vietnam, was that prophetic or political?
Who? You're talking about
Dr. King,
Dr.
April
King.
4th, 1967, Riverside Church beyond Vietnam.
Absolutely.
Was it prophetic or political?
It was absolutely prophetic. I thought it was prophetic.
So,
But he's not Barber. But Barber is.
No, wait. Hold up. So King's speech against the Vietnam War was prophetic.
But King was something different than what Barber is.
How so?
I think that King was something much larger than what Barber was. King actually led a movement. We're talking about our time in our history.
Do you know anything about Rev.William Barber?
I absolutely
What
know
do you
about him.
think moral?
But he's not. But
hold
he's
up one
not,
second.
So you're saying that he's the same as in MLK?
No. What I'm saying to you is, this is the same man who joined with 15 others and led the Moral Mondays movement in North Carolina.
Okay.
This is the same man who has picked up the baton of Dr. King's Poor People's Campaign and is leading that movement. This is the same man who's actually led numerous events. When I say numerous, they have talked to and organized and met with more than 300,000 people across America in the last 4 years. So how dare you diminish his movement?
I'm not diminishing his movement.
But you just said he hasn't led a movement.
I said that he's
no. You said he hasn't led a movement.
Okay, well.
So what I'm trying to understand is, how can he be a leader of the Poor People's Campaign? How can he be co-convener of repairs of the breach? How can they transform what's happening in North Carolina with Moral Mondays, have taken Moral Mondays across America, but you don't call that prophetic? That's political.
Well, when I'm talking about a movement,
Do me a favor. I need you to define prophetic preaching.
Roland, we're not going to do this.
Yes, we are.
No,
because if you say
you are upset that I said that he's not.
I want you to define prophetic preaching.
I don't think that he's king. I don't agree.
He's not king. He's Barber.
I don't agree with the politics that he spewed from the pulpit on that particular segment. I don't agree with it.
Hold up, but how is? But now again, since you said that was political preaching,
well, that's
I need you to define.
You have the governor, and I guess he's talking about congressmen or something, and then we're talking about a wall. I mean, because that's what we're talking about.
No, hold up. He was talking about.
A wall.
I'm sorry. Do y'all have the other clips?
Yeah. Well, we can watch the other.
He was talking about a wall.
Yeah.
He was talking about health care. Hold up. He was talking about health care. He was talking about voter suppression. He was talking about the politics. He talked about voter ID, the politics of the day.
I didn't see that.
But I'm still trying to understand, how do you separate prophetic preaching and political preaching? So I need you, Malik, to define, what do you define as political preaching and what do you define as prophetic preaching?
Well, when I think of things that are prophetic, I think of things that we're talking about actually just emanating from the Bible, like principles that we're talking about emanating from the Bible.
So hold up. How can you say Dr. King did prophetic?
But what we're talking about with Barber is not that. What we're talking about at Barber saying that MLK would have been against the wall, that's not talking about things that is giving us opinion on something.
How can you say King did prophetic preaching?
He was a political person. I think he was a political person too.
1 second. When King was dealing with politicians.
Yeah, I think
Teresa,
especially,
I'm just trying to understand here. I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Dr. King is a prolific preacher, right? As it relates to being a political, as Reverend Barber being a political preacher, I don't see that, because what I heard in the video, and again, we all have our interpretations, but from what I heard was him basically telling the people to get up and rise and take action, right? If you're, and so, like, if we kind of go into the political piece, I do know some churches that do speak on the political stand front, but I didn't hear that from Barber.
Spencer?
And when we talk about being a good Samaritan, treating the foreigner as you would, your brother. I mean, I think there's so many things that are prophetic that William Barber talks about. And the point here was also not just, is he a prophet, but is he doing what a king would do, right? I mean, that was the whole setup. He was basically, are you really with King? And he was saying that, hey, basically, folks who are a particular place on these issues are not really with King in terms of a living wage, in terms of a wall. You know, he basically that's what he was saying.
And it was the same Dr. King who believed in the book, The Guaranteed Income, which goes right into the whole point about the living wage. Was that political? Was that prophetic?
We can talk about living wages.
Okay,
I'm particularly talking about the wall. He chose the wall because it's a political issue, and that's what he did.
All right, y'all. You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.